going live in 3, 2, 1. We're live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the LinkedIn All-Star Academy. I'm here with Jordan. I'm Zach, your co-host for today. Jordan, welcome.
What's going on? Happy to be here.
So today I'm actually coming to you live from Nashville out here on a porch, just doing a little vacation, but wanted to make sure we got today's training out for you guys today. Every Friday we're going to be doing these, and today is actually our first training, our first of our weekly group coaching training calls. And today we're going to be bringing it back to the basics, creating a profile right. And this is something that I see a lot of people miss, or even more advanced users, they might overlook something as simple as the LinkedIn profile URL. Actually, I noticed, Jordan, we need to fix that for you. Your vanity URL is like Jordan-Gaspari- a bunch of characters, and we don't really want that. So we're going to go into all of these things. So that way, as you start to build out your profile, you don't get down the road and realize, hey, now every link that I've shared out there with my profile URL is now wrong because now I've changed it and it's already too late, right? So we want to get these things set up right. We want to build the foundation for success. So we're going to, let me share my screen here. We'll go into our agenda for today. Here we go. So I'll share my desktop, and we got this here. So, and if you guys are joining live on YouTube, just tell us where you're joining from on the comments. We're happy to see where you guys are joining from. So here, well, somewhere here's my slide deck. Okay, here we go. Jordan, can you see this here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the presentation today. Welcome to the All-Star Academy. There I am, there Jordan is, and we're actually here at the top of a mountain here in Phoenix. And this is one of the very first videos that we filmed for the All-Star Academy was the All-Star Mindset. And a reason why I put it here is because, you know, it's obviously we are the co-founders of the All-Star Academy. And as silly as it sounds, we really wanted to start at the mindset and like the foundation before we actually got into any like video strategy or outbound campaigns or anything like that. We really wanted to start with the mindset. And that's actually a video in Kajabi. It's already uploaded there. That's kind of like the welcome video, the All-Star Mindset. So anyone who signed up for the All-Star Academy can go to linkedinallstar.academy and sign in with their account. And this is where you'll be able to view today's training as well as all of our training library as we go forward. So definitely take a look at linkedinallstar.academy for that. And yeah, so here's today's agenda. We're going to be creating an All-Star profile first and foremost, which is kind of funny because obviously our name is the All-Star Academy, but an All-Star profile is actually a title given to anyone who's completely filled out their profile. And if you haven't filled out your profile, your LinkedIn is not going to expose your profile to as many people, right? If you didn't have a profile photo and you didn't have your profile filled out, it's not really going to waste anyone else's time showing your profile to those people. So we want to make sure we fill out, there's like 7 or 8 steps for the All-Star profile. We're going to go into all of those. After that, we're going to actually go into my profile settings, and we're just going to go setting by setting what they are. Some of them may be obvious and intuitive. Some of them I might not even know myself, but we're going to go through them and like see what they are because they're changing all the time. So this will be a good opportunity for us to go through. A lot of them I do know, like I mentioned, your profile photo settings, that's a common mistake. Your vanity URL, common mistake. And a few other ones that, you know, there's like a connect versus follow button. Which one do you want to show on your profile? We'll get into that, and that's in your profile settings. And then last but not least, we'll go, like I said, we'll kind of touch on the common mistakes as we go through sections 1 and 2. But then as we finish that out, we'll go into Q&A. For the live stream, we are going to end the Q&A and just focus in on our group, people in our academy. And so then we'll actually, so if you guys are in the academy after this 30 minutes training, we'll go into like a 30-minute group Q&A call. Everyone will turn on their videos. You guys can screen share with us. We can answer your questions. If you guys are interested, again, signing up for that community and that coaching aspect. I mean, if you're enjoying the content for free, obviously enjoy the content. But if you want to talk with us, you want our support and our help, consider joining the academy. So moving on, first step, creating an AllStar profile. So, I guess this assumes that you've already created a profile, but if you have not, obviously go to linkedin.com, create a new profile. But once you create that profile, we want to go into, and here I am on the desktop. It's the best to kind of work on the desktop when you're doing these large changes. But you want to click this little me once you sign in, and then you want to view your profile. So here's my profile, and we can kind of go section by section here, just so we can kind of understand what we got up here. So obviously we got this, the header up here with all of the navigation for LinkedIn, searching, home, network, jobs. But, actually I just clicked this little LinkedIn box and it brought me back to my homepage, which this is your LinkedIn feed, but we're not really going to talk about the feed today. But this is where you would scroll much like you would on Facebook or Instagram. This is kind of your LinkedIn homepage. But again, let's go back over to me and let's view our own profile as if we were viewing it from someone else. So see these little pencil icons? This is where you can actually edit each section of your profile while you're viewing it. And so up at the top, we have our header here. This is something that is not filled out to begin with, but you do want to take the time to fill out and create a nice banner image like this. If you'll notice, when you actually open it up, it used to tell you that there was like kind of a recommended size, but I can actually show you guys how to create this in a little bit. And then your profile photo, very important. Obviously, you want to use a professional photo. That's one of the keys to being an AllStar profile. You actually see down here it says I'm an AllStar. If you are not an AllStar, it'll actually tell you what you need to do next. So it'll kind of walk you through what you need to fill out next. But if we want to just go back to our slide deck, here's the actual 8 steps. Using a professional photo is your first step. You want to create an informative headline. Include your industry and your location. You want to fill out your summary section. You want to add your current position and your work history, so what you do now and what you do previously. You want to add your skills and expertise. Then you want to include your education details, and last but not least, you want to get connected with other people. So let's dive into that. So up here is your profile photo. Again, you want to use a professional photo. Here I'm actually making a mistake. My face should actually be a little bit bigger. My face should actually fill up a larger portion of the screen, something like that. And also this is a selfie photo. So, but if you do have a professional headshot, definitely want to use that. And you really want your face to take up a large percentage of the screen, because as you're scrolling, as you see here, look, people also viewed Brandon, Jackie. It's pretty small on my screen. So you can imagine you want your face to really pop. Here's a good example of a...
And Zach, wouldn't you agree you should have a goatee in your picture too? Don't you think so?
So I've gone between no goatee and goatee.
Yeah.
Because I don't have one, I should actually change that photo to one without a goatee. So, but I like this personally. The reason why I like this profile is because it's paying homage to my days of being an actual influencer, which is, you can really just tell by the smile on my face, the mindset that I had. I really like to not take things too seriously. I really like to just be myself. And so this is me being myself here. So there are rules, but there's always exception to the rules. So, so that's your profile photo. Definitely you want to make sure that, but I want to mention Lacey Abaki is how it's actually pronounced. She's had this photo since the day I met her on LinkedIn over 2 years ago. And it stands out, right? The flower that she has, her photo. I think that's really important thing is once you kind of get a photo, you kind of want to stick with it. So, again, and this is why we're setting up our profile correct from the beginning is if you start building out your LinkedIn profile, getting more connections, putting out content, and then you change your profile photo, it's best to just do that from the get-go and then be consistent. So let's go back. What do we have next here? So that's, so we want to create so that's the first one. So step 2 is creating an informative headline. And that is this guy here. A common mistake that people put is when they actually, let's say you create a new job title, you are the chief marketing officer for Carvana. It's a company based out of here in Phoenix, Carvana. When you actually go add that, if I scroll down here and I went and added that to my experience, it will actually ask you if you want to update your headline to that title, right? Well, I don't want to go too deep right here, but when you actually add your experience, what it'll do is it'll just say Chief Marketing Officer at Carvana. And that's good. It's better than nothing, but we can do a lot better. What we really want to do here on the headline, and if you just put Chief Marketing Officer at Carvana, you will complete the step in order to become an AllStar profile, but we want to do a little bit more. And so really what you want to do is really focus on the results that you provide for your client. So what we do is we help founders and executives, people like you on the call, create more impact and revenue through LinkedIn. Impact is key because I truly believe that is like the key to success on LinkedIn is actually having a mission and purpose beyond profit. You really want to, focus on growing your relationships, providing value, and providing impact, and the revenue will come secondary to that. So that's your headline. So for Jordan, you want to give an example of what yours would look like, or should we pull up your profile now?
Yeah, you pull up my profile.
Okay.
I just have.
So again, here, this is where I was saying your URL. We need to fix this.
Yeah, are you going to show? I don't even know how to do that. Are you going to show us how to do that later?
We're going to, in the section 2 of our training today, we're going to go into actual account settings. This is just filling out our profile. But technology and accounting talent solutions.
Is that bad?
So those are the people that you're reaching to. No, I like it. Entrepreneur and LinkedIn video guy. So this is a good common, if you have multiple aspects, this little pipe right here, this little bar is a good way to separate it. But really, you got to keep in mind that when you're viewing it on mobile, you're really only going to see like this first 50 or so characters. So you really want to put the value up front. Let's see if we can see an example of that here. Well, if we go to our home feed, you'll see, Drew Horsley, president at Moulton, he can do better than that because that doesn't tell me what he does, right? He's actually a recruiter, right? So, if he said something like Industry 4.0 talent solutions, that would be leagues better than president at Moulton. But Drew, he's my good friend, so I can pick on him. Let's see. This is a good one here, Dave. Turning relationships into transactions. That's a good one. Here's an example of where, it might start to get cut off. And on mobile, it's actually going to cut it off more. So Ruben, what we would probably see here is like CEO, cash drop, immigrant, ... So that's really something you want to keep in mind. But, this is a pretty good example here. One thing that you do want to keep in mind is your keywords, you want them in your title. So if you have something that people are searching on LinkedIn for, so let's just say, we're searching for podcast hosts. LinkedIn is going to search for that keyword in multiple places. It's going to search for it in your headline, in your about me, and it's going to search for it in your skills and experience section. So you really want those keywords in all 3 sections. But see, motivational podcast host, he's the first result for that keyword, podcast host. So that's something to keep in mind. So for me, maybe I would want to be, LinkedIn coach. That's not in my title, so it may not come up with that, but you'll see here, this is how I can find other LinkedIn coaches, which I want to connect with LinkedIn coaches because I see them as my collaboration, not necessarily my competition. So I'm just going to send this guy a connection request. Hey, I'd love to connect with other LinkedIn coaches. Boom. So that's just illustrating how your headline is super important. You want it to provide the value to the audience. You want it to kind of you really want it to kind of get them to click on your profile to see more. is really what you want your headline to do. So you really want it to be clear. Who are you speaking to and how are you helping them? And then you want to also keep in mind your keywords. So Jordan, is there anything you think I missed for headline? Anything you want to add?
Yeah, no, I think it's good. If there's some aspect of your personality that is a differentiator for you, that would be, keep in mind, if there's too much in there, no one, people are going to glaze over. So it's like, put intention and time into being as descriptive and encompassing as you can be in as few words as possible. And for some people, they can do that very quickly. For others, it takes a little bit longer to craft out what exactly that looks like. But don't underestimate, as Zach says, how important that is.
Yeah, and my fiance Mary, just recently in the last month, she's kind of had a pivot due to COVID, and she is a flight attendant still, but she got furloughed. So she pivoted and she's starting to do LinkedIn profiles, which makes me really happy. I had struggled to get her on LinkedIn over the years, but she's starting to get more into it. And one of the things that she does is when she's doing a profile build for someone, she's going off of all those steps, but she'll put in someone's interest. So for example, there was a profile she did for an executive of a medical analytics company, but they also had a winery. So she included the fact that they were wine enthusiasts into the profile headline. And what that does is it makes you more personable. And if you have that in common with someone, that's something you can kind of relate with. So for me, I don't know, actually, I put myself on the spot and I don't even know what I would say. I like playing video games, but maybe that for me, I don't necessarily want to put that in my headline, but yeah. It's up to you, right? Jordan, what's something that you would consider putting in your headline?
So I, 6 months ago, started doing videos on LinkedIn every week, and people in the local area started to, not that I'm like famous, but they started to know me for that. So then in my headline, I just said LinkedIn video guy, because I don't post the videos anywhere else. I don't post them on any other platform. We don't even put them on our website. I just put them on LinkedIn. So a very easy, descriptive, oh, that's that guy. He's a recruiter. He's got his own business. And yeah, he makes LinkedIn videos. Like, that simple, straight to the point. I'm pretty laid back in some ways, so it shows that I don't take myself too seriously. At least that's what I'm trying to accomplish with that.
So, I while you were talking, I came up with a good example for myself. I would maybe put like dad or, son of God. Like those are elements that are not my professional forward-facing thing, but that I can kind of relate with someone, other believers in God or other dads, right? I can kind of connect with them on that. So I want to shout out Wayne Daniels here. Ugly funnelitis. I like that he included like his own little keyword in there. So it's kind of memorable. That's something, obviously he has the general word funnels. That's what he does. He builds funnels for people, but I liked that he has like this funnelitis. It's kind of catchy. So,
yeah. And all I'll say is think of it there on LinkedIn. There's a lot of, unless you're in a handful of niche businesses, there are a lot of people that are doing the same thing. So like it's finding,
how are you going to differentiate?
Yeah. And the ability for someone to, in a very short period of time, know something about you, be able to connect with something and say, oh, it's some kind of commonality to start, to give them a reason to want to learn more about what you're doing.
Yeah. So because I do know we have a promotional products person on the call today. I do want to show Goldie, who is a connection of mine from LinkedIn. We actually met when we co-hosted LinkedIn Local LA, which LinkedIn Local, for those of you guys that don't know, was a huge movement across the globe where LinkedIn connections went from online to offline and met up in person in kind of a networking, no pitch, just building relationships type of way. And a lot of the themes of these events were teaching about how to use LinkedIn, helping people create their first LinkedIn video and so on. So, but here I like hers. Don't underestimate the power of swag. She has her own branding hashtag swag gal. So if someone forgot, who's that girl that always posts about promotional products? I've seen her for years on LinkedIn. Now I'm actually in the market for buying promotional products, but I forgot her name. I can just go, oh, but I know she's the swag gal.
Easy
I can find her.
peasy.
There is. Oh, there she is. Okay. I've actually done this before. Kate Stracchini. When I was finding profiles that I like stood out to me, but there was one I remembered dedicated, but I forgot her actual name. But I remember she's dedicated towards the data, and there she is, Kate Stracchini. I had actually done a video last year, the top 5 personal brands of LinkedIn, and she was one of them. Strictly for that reason, was that while I didn't even remember her name because of her branding, dedicated, I was able to find her again, get connected, and so on. So a way you could think of it is this is like a bookmark in someone's brain. It's a way they can access you and everything about like how they position you in their own brain, right? So for Jordan, he's occupying the space in my brain that is like recruiter, talent solutions, Phoenix, that LinkedIn video guy, so on. So anyways, I think we really nailed it with the headline. Let's go on to number 3, including your industry and location. This one should be pretty quick, so let's go into it. The reason why the location is going to be important is for geographical searches. So when we're searching for people in our local area in Phoenix, that's how we're finding them. But I think if you just hit this pencil here, that's how you can kind of change this location. So again, there's your headline. Here's your current position, education, location. So your zip code and your location is what will show up right there underneath your headline. And the industry is right here. Marketing and advertising is what I had selected. Again, that's another area where someone can find you. These are helping people find you, right? This is information and data that will help people find you because you do want people to find you on LinkedIn. Let's see, somewhere here. This week alone, I've appeared in 489 search appearances. So I can actually see how people are finding me. I believe it's like, they'll show you the keyword. So here's the companies, the people that are searching for people like me. Here's what they do, and here's the keywords that they're finding me for. So you can see business coach. I used to do automation engineering, so I'm still showing up for that. So yeah, this is a good feedback. So you can actually see like how are people finding me, right? And likewise, how are you finding people using their location, using their industry, and using keywords in their headline?
Yeah,
all right,
you
so
can
let's move
set
on
that
to
up. Yeah, Zach, you can, a lot of us will get a weekly notification that will show that info. And like spend a couple of minutes each week looking at that report, because then if people are finding you from the wrong industries or for the wrong reasons, that will inform how you can tweak the keywords of your profile. So looking at that feedback is important.
Absolutely, yes. So that's pretty basic. Now we're going to want to complete the summary section. So let's go over to my profile. And so that's going to be right, where is it? So this is our featured section. Let's see. Give me a second here, sorry. So it looks like on my profile right now, it's not even showing up, which I think is strange. But if we click on this right here, add profile section, about, where is it? Okay. Should be there. There it is. It wasn't showing up for some reason. So yeah, there it is. Okay, so about. So this is like your this is really your sales script. Really, this is something I see actually people making a mistake all the time is talking about themselves in here. I guess that kind of makes sense why you would want to do that, because you think you'd want to share about yourself, but really this about is actually how you can help your target market. So you want to really speak in client centric language here. So rather than saying, like I founded 12 businesses, I, went from 0 to $1 million in sales in 12 months. I did this, I did that. No one cares. I mean, there might be other sections, like there's a time and place for that, testimonials like on, further down, but really this is like, you want to attract your client's attention. And so here I've helped clients 5X their pipeline and 2X their business from a LinkedIn content strategy. I created a 12-week coaching program to help teach business owners everything I've learned in 2 years into 12 weeks. I'm dedicated to helping you grow on LinkedIn, whether or not you enroll in my coaching program. So let's connect. It's very simple. Like could actually do a lot better. I actually want to have my fiance write this because written language is not my strong point. I can do it. Copy is really important, but also self-awareness and knowing where your strengths and weaknesses are is important. And video and like technology is kind of more my strength, and copy and written language is not as much so. But the idea here is you really want to make it about your client. Let's pull up Shay Rowbottom because she does this very well. So you want to, and you got to keep in mind too, only the first couple lines here are going to show until you see more. So you really want to hook them there. So let's read what she says. So you know how most businesses struggle to generate revenue through LinkedIn and connect with their market? Well, that's where I come in. It's a pretty good little hook there. And I just like how she's kind of clearly laid it out into sections. I like these emojis, how she broke it down, because you got to keep in mind, you're going to skim it. You're going to kind of skim it here. And so this stands out to me. Schedule a call with me today. And then she has a link right here for someone to book a call. So, and then I like how she actually has this little line here. So down here is more like a footer, other ways that you can connect to her. But really, this is her call to action. So she's got the hook. That's where I come in, get people to click more. Then she, explains what she does. She turns founders and staff members into LinkedIn video creators, generating massive revenue for their organization. She helps people get more out of their target market. Right. You guys get the idea here. But really, this is what I want to point out is the hook, like what you do and how it helps your client. And then the call to action, what you want them to do next. You really want to be clear with this. You don't want to send them 10 different ways. You really want to send them one way. And it's probably not just your website, because when you just go to your website, a user is presented with so many options, they're probably just going to bounce. This really should be a funnel. And we're going to talk about funnels in later parts of this 12-week program. So, but again, you really want to have a hook, how you help your client, and then a call to action, what you want them to do next to get on a call with you is probably the most common thing. If you were to sell digital products, then maybe you could just directly sell them to the digital product. One thing I actually like here is, speaking of digital products, is Taylor Offer. He just actually crossed 100,000 followers on LinkedIn, but he has a kind of a program similar to ours in nature. I think it's about $100, but you'll see here, right below his about, that's where he's featured it. So this is actually a relatively new option for LinkedIn, is the ability to kind of feature your old posts here. But you'll see here, he kept his about really simple, but then he put his call to action right here. So, again, there's no real right or wrong way, but I think the key is like hook, and this is really your headline: hook, how you help your client, and then your call to action, what you want them to do next. Because your LinkedIn profile is your sales page. Your LinkedIn profile is your landing page. your content is your lead magnets. That's how you relate with people and you help educate people and you get your name out there. But you don't sell in your content. You sell on your landing page, on your LinkedIn profile.
Yeah,
You really almost want to.
Sorry,
Yeah.
no, I was
I was gonna say.
yeah. Go on.
So I was gonna say you really want to almost not even say what you do in your content, almost to the point where someone's like, "Dang, what does this person do? I'm seeing every day. They're really just helping me out." And that may not always be the case. Like for Jordan, if he's helping teach people how to do recruiting, they'll probably get the idea that he's a recruiter, but he's not out there saying, "Hey, I'm a recruiter." He's just helping people. So again, this is going to be part of your content strategy, which is not in the topic today, but it's just things to be thinking about. So let's go back. Now, what were you going to say, Jordan?
I was just going to say neither of us are, copywriters would be able to give a lot more on this topic, but every word, every sentence counts. Cut out as much fluff as you can. And like Zach does really well, he breaks up. There's no huge blocks of text. Nobody is going to read that. It's like breaking it out literally like there should be a max of 2 sentences and then a line, and then so keeping readability in mind, because if like Shay almost has too much information there that a lot of people are going to glaze over. Like Taylor's got it perfectly, bang, 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 3 lines, that's going to keep people engaged more than like the overwhelming, like, oh my God, there's 4 paragraphs of information and now I just don't want to worry about any of this.
Yeah, definitely. And here he has kind of a call to action a little bit in his banner. And this is something that you'll see. And again, we're not going into the banner today, but just something to keep in mind. You really want it to match. You want this headline to match this headline, to match your about, to match your featured, to match the experience, which we're going to go into right now is actually this experience section. So let's go into that. You really want it to be consistent, right? So let's go. So that was adding your current position and work history, or the summary section, current position and work history. Let's do that real quick. That's down here under experience. So let's go back to my profile. And this is an area where some people have questions, or they don't fill it out. They fill out the about section, but then they leave this. So actually, I did this. See, I'm making my own mistakes here, but that's okay because we all make mistakes, and it's just about getting better. But you see here, down here under the experience section is an opportunity to, again, put content, right? So you might be doing different things, right? So here I can actually edit this experience and I can actually, say, I help train business owners and executives on LinkedIn marketing. All right. So now when someone does scroll down to my experience section, at least there is something there. Ooh, should probably, and this button right here is actually something, while we're here, you really want to make sure that, this sharing with network, if you like make a change, like if you change your title, if you get a raise or a promotion, which may not apply to new business owners, but like, let's say you found a new company, if you share this with your network, it's a really good hack to get like a lot of engagement. LinkedIn will push this out to more people. So just keep that in mind. It's a trick to keep up your sleeve. But anyways, so let's just close this here. All right, yeah. So I don't want to, because I'm making a change, I don't want to share it with the network. I just want to add this description. Sorry. I don't know why I didn't save earlier. So I just say LinkedIn content or LinkedIn coaching, content and community. Join the academy today. And I might, drop our link right in there.
All right. He's taking his own advice on the call. Love that.
This is the way I work at, you guys will start to get to know me more if you don't already know me, but I like to just do things agile. And, like I said, like, like I'm making my own mistakes here, but that's because like I actually found this. I help other people better than I help myself. But no, this is an important part. Like as I continue to grow as a LinkedIn leader, I need to be obviously practicing what I preach. So this is good. So yeah, that's really. But yeah, again, you really want to take the opportunity to again reiterate. Your about is really the most important, but don't leave these empty, right? So here I have like, if you're a buyer, look, I'm an agent too. I don't even really talk about that in my content. But if someone did come to my profile and see that I'm an agent, they're like, hey, yeah, I'm looking to relocate to Arizona. Let me send you a DM. So, these are other opportunities to really just build out your experience, and it's a requirement for being an all-star. Skills and expertise. That is going to be down here. Very straightforward. These are just basically everything you want to be known for. These are going to be hard skills and soft skills. So, project or like leadership would probably be like more of a soft skill, or like what a hard skill might be like SQL databases, or, for me, PLC programming was a hard skill, but like teamwork is a soft skill. And this is actually a new feature, is you can actually choose which ones are pinned. Before, it was whichever ones were the most, I think. And
Yeah.
but now it looks like you can actually select, which is cool because I actually, as much as I love my engineering career, I really want to focus more now on like social media. Let's see, what else do I want to be known for? Entrepreneur, maybe not entrepreneurship, but you guys get the idea here. Now I can actually, I can customize this, which is really cool. Because before, these were further down here because they weren't the most. It was just putting up like automation and control system design, and it was putting them up here because those were my most known. And it's kind of weird because once they're up there, then that's most likely what you'll get endorsed for. So, but now it looks like LinkedIn has given you the ability to select what you want to be known for. And then also, that's where you can add a new skill. This is pretty cool that it can suggest it for you. But once you do have those profiles, feel free to ask your connections or past clients to endorse you for them, because you do want to get that up there. One thing, it's a signal to the algorithm. It's going to know that, hey, look, I'm really good at automation. Like LinkedIn knows that, so it's more likely to recommend me for a job, or it's more likely to say, like this, I'm endorsed by Tyler, who is highly skilled at social media. So if I go endorse someone for automation, it'll say, so-and-so is endorsed by Zach, who is highly skilled at automation. It's actually another way someone can find you, which is pretty cool. But after that, make sure you have those. It's another step to have an AllStar profile. Sorry if this is getting a little bit long. I know it's a lot here, but I wanted to make sure that we got this, foundation laid right. So last but not least, well, we got two more. Include your education details. Now, this is going to be one where, it may not actually apply to everyone. So for me, let's see, do I include it? I don't think, oh yeah, I do. I do include it, even though I didn't finish my degree, which is, maybe I'm somehow a little bit proud of that. I got that entrepreneurial bug in me. But anyways, what you can do here is, if you want to put your degree, I don't think you need to actually date it, because I think that's another thing that you don't, this is like I guess more of a profile or resume thing, but like, you don't necessarily want to. And Jordan, you could probably touch on this here. What's the rule of thumb? Like if it's over 10 years, you don't want to date yourself or something? Or is that still common advice?
Over 10 years from the experience?
Let's say I graduated in like, a long time ago. And
Yeah.
do you still think that it makes sense to remove those dates on older experience or education? Or do you think that we're moving in a direction where ageism is not as much of a thing?
Unfortunately, you would think that it wasn't, but I have found ageism to definitely be a thing. but it all depends on the industry that you're in. I think if, certain industries you want to show your experience and be proud of that, and you shouldn't have to dumb yourself down and strip years off. So I think as long as you're not in, I mean, I don't want to make a controversial statement, but as long as you're not in some areas of tech, some areas of marketing, I think keep the dates and be strategic about it. You don't need to go all the way back and put irrelevant jobs and waitressing jobs from 1985.
So for this one, this is actually my mom's profile, and I bring it up because she actually just got a new job here at Prime Controls. She was, Vertec, they had to lay off some people during the COVID, but she got a new job, and that was one of the things that she had mentioned was on her profile. She actually didn't, on her resume, actually, which Mary wrote, she didn't include these older jobs. She didn't include these because that was actually something she was concerned about. But here on the profile, as you can see, she has them. But, I'd say like going back, because I would only go back to like here, Waterhammer, because that's relevant experience to what she does now. But, maybe not, maybe she might want to connect with someone who was a teacher, or she might be proud of the fact, I know she is actually proud of the fact she was a field service engineer for GE Medical Systems right out of college. So yeah, maybe, to each their own. But let's go on to the last one, at least, is connect. So this is, once you build your profile, you actually got to find people and get connected with them. So, you can search for people via their email. I think when you first create your profile, you can import your contact list and automatically connect with those people, or just, start searching for people that you know and your companies, your coworkers, your clients. Once you get connected, then you will have that AllStar profile. Well, let's see. I got to view it on my own profile. Then you'll have that AllStar profile designation. So that actually took much longer than I thought. Maybe how about this? Let's end this today, and let's next week go into profile settings. And that way we can still have some time today for our group Q&A. So let me just stop sharing here, and we'll end the stream here. Guys, thank you so much for joining this live stream. I hope you guys found value of it. If you guys did, please let us know in the comments. If we missed anything, or if you guys know any other hacks, let us know in the comments too. We don't claim to know it all. We just want to get better every day with you guys. So again, I'm going to end the stream here. And for everyone on the group in our academy, we're going to dive into our Q&A right now. So see you guys. Oh, wait.
Thank you.
Yeah.